Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our cow eye dissection. So this is a cow eye, all right? So there are a few features that you need to be able to identify from the outside, okay? So first one, since it is pointing up like this, we can see that we have this, what's supposed to be clear structure on top. This is the cornea, okay? So the cornea is a clear connective tissue structure that goes over the top of the eye, okay? Then below that and around that, you have the sclera. The sclera is the white part of your eye that you see in your eye right now. Well, if you happen to be looking at your eye right now, I suppose. So this is your sclera and this is your cornea. Now, the next thing that we need to see, we are going to turn the eyeball over. And we have lots of connective tissue in here. This here is a muscle. But when we look through, there's one structure that's a little different. You guys see this here. That is cranial nerve 2, otherwise known as your optic nerve, and this is the nerve that takes vision information from your eye and brings it back to your brain, okay? So those are the structures that you need for the external portion of the eye. All right, so now we are going to do our actual dissection portion. So you take your scalpel, and your scalpel is going to go into the junction between the cornea and the sclera, just inside the scleral portion. And so very carefully put the blade in, and it'll slide in, okay? Now, you shouldn't be stabbing as hard as you can, because if you do that, well, it's going to spray juice at you and you're going to be very, very sad. But you'll notice the blade end is pointed away from my fingers, okay? And so once it's in there, I'm just going to lightly saw, and I'm going to be moving across, and then I will shift it so that the blade end never comes anywhere near my fingers. And we just keep sawing all the way across. And blade end is not coming near my fingers. Now at a certain point, you're going to have a hard time continuing. So what you do is you take tweezers and you use the tweezers to anchor the side here. And you're going to go ahead and extend the cut a little bit more if you can. And actually I'm losing too much jelly, so I'm going to instead use scissors, okay? So I'm going to do this last portion with scissors so we don't lose all of our jelly, because I want you guys to see the jelly. Okay, so what you can do now is you can pull it up, and when you pull it up, you're going to be able to see the inside. All right, guys, so now that we're cut open, we can see some features. The first feature we notice is this hard little marble thing. This is your lens. So, sorry guys, this is stinky. So your lens is a hard structure that is going to focus the light onto the retina in the back of the eye. And so in a moment, we're gonna pull some of this stuff out and we'll get a better look at the retina, okay? We also have all of this jelly stuff. And this jelly stuff is what we call vitreous humor. And this vitreous humor helps to keep the eyeball its shape, okay? So, oops. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pop off. There we go. So when I pop off the actual lens, and you can see the lens here, it's almost like a marble. We'll stick it there. You can see that there is a hole, right? And this hole here is the pupil, okay? So that is the pupil there. All right, guys, so we have back here the retinal membrane, and this is going to hold most of your actual photoreceptors for your eye. So I'm just going to kind of pull this out a little bit, and you can see that there's that pretty color down below. We do not have that in our eyes. This has to do with the fact that cows see differently than us. But that is leading us towards the actual optic nerve, which you can see that the membrane comes towards this, which leads to the optic nerve we saw originally at the other end. So that's everything we need for this eye dissection. Thanks for being here, guys.